What is going on? Welcome to episode 71 of Pub Sports Talk. We got Tim, Devin, myself, Jay Gray, Sip of Death, Queen, and a special guest, Mr. Jeremy Dowdy's in the house, baby.
Woo! Thank you guys for having me.
Hey, man, thank you so much for hopping on. You're a former App guy like all of us here. We love the black and gold. How are we feeling about football this season and looking forward to App baseball? How are you looking?
Oh, man, I love it. It's just good to see fans back. Good to see the stadiums packed again. I think, I don't know, on the baseball field, I think we got, they've had some work to do, but I think Kermit's got the boys going in the right direction, and excited to get back up there and see some ball and get things rolling.
Hey, absolutely. Real quick, what years were you at App? And then explain your experience playing for the black and gold.
Yeah, man. So my first year, freshman year, was 2008. Came from Raleigh, Wakefield High School. Actually, a few Wakefield guys that came up there with me. Was there from 08 to 12. I took the victory lap like a lot of us did. So I was up there from 08 to 12. Was fortunate enough to win a conference championship my senior year. So it was a good run up there, man. It was. I think I made the right choice. And it's good seeing a lot of App folks here in Raleigh. So I think we got a good mix of App folks here. And yeah, man, proud to be a Mountaineer.
Hey, man, absolutely. You guys were part of that regional run, right?
Yep. So that would have been 2012. I think we set a school record for wins. We were one game away from a super regional, and man, that one still stings. We still talk about that one, but just to be in that situation up in Charlottesville was pretty cool to play a team like Virginia and have a chance to go to a super regional. And actually Oklahoma was the team that beat us. But I mean, when you're talking about App State being mentioned with the Oklahomas and the Virginias of the baseball world, that's pretty special.
That's extremely special. You're absolutely right, man. Well, coming out of high school, you went to Wakefield. How was that recruiting process for you? You had a lot of schools knocking down your door. What made you choose that?
So I was an idiot with the recruitment process, to be frank. And Jenny will like this one, but Clemson actually came knocking on my door super early. And I actually was the first sophomore in the state of North Carolina to commit, thinking I was a big deal. I was kind of digging myself. And, it was a great fit. It was obviously Clemson is a powerhouse baseball program, a lot of history. And then they had some staff changes. The guy that recruited me actually went to take the head job at University of Florida. They brought in a new pitching coach, and he kind of brought in all his own kids. And they said, "Hey, look, we'll still honor your scholarship, but you're pretty much fighting for a spot." And I said, "I don't know about that." And at the time, my brother was actually transferring from East Carolina. He was a pitcher at East Carolina, and App was looking at him pretty hard. So we were like, "This is a pretty cool opportunity to get to play with your brother." So App got a package deal with the Dowdy boys for good or bad. I don't know which one it is, but that led us there. So I think that kind of sealed the deal. Getting a chance to play with him was pretty cool. And so I was actually a late commit after I decommitted from Clemson, but it all worked out in the end.
Hey, absolutely. And you talk about special being able to play college ball with your brother. There's a lot of brothers out there that wish they could do that. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty special.
Yeah, it was cool. It's funny. We got paired up one time. I mean, as you can imagine, a coach doesn't really want to let brothers pitch and catch because those mound visits would be pretty interesting. But the one time we did was at Carolina. It was a midweek game, and they had like Kyle Seager, they had Dustin Ackley, they had all the the big hitters back in the day. And I think Josh went like 3 innings, gave up 7. So we got some funny video recordings that we still show around the holidays, just to let them know that hey. They had your number that day. It's always fun to have the upper hand.
Hey, I can imagine. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, was that always how it was when you guys were growing up? Brother playing pitcher, you playing catcher?
Actually, man, I didn't start catching until late. I was a middle infielder, third baseman, and then I realized that there were, infielders were a dime a dozen. There weren't many catchers. And so I could always throw a little bit. So I was like, I'll give it a shot. And it just kind of, I was honestly self-taught. Like nowadays with all these academies and programs and that's good for the kids. I'm stoked they have it, but I was self-taught. I kind of was trial by air, and Coach Jordan up at App did a great job with us as well. But glad I made the move because like I said, there's just so many infielders, and if you're a catcher, obviously the bat is a plus. If you can catch and throw, you can hang around for a little while. And honestly, that's why I was able to have the minor league career I had, was I can catch and throw and wasn't a complete idiot out there. So you put those things together, you can hang around a little bit.
Hey, absolutely. Well, let's talk about it. You get drafted by the White Sox, and minus pitcher day, you really don't get a chance to put on the White Sox jersey. Most guys who get drafted don't. They're very, very small percent that do play opening day and that type of stuff. But how was that process for you, being drafted and then going into the minor leagues and trying to work your way up, climb that ladder?
Yeah, it was a culture shock for sure because you're a small fish in a big pond, and there's a lot of talented guys. And I mean, every single day, guys are being sent home. And I was actually a free agent, so my leash was even shorter than anybody else's. But I knew, my strength was always what I did behind the plate defensively. And then actually later in my career, my bat kind of caught up with my glove. But I always told myself I wasn't going to be an everyday guy catching, and I was all right with that. There's value to the guy that catches every third, fourth, fifth day. And it's funny, the guy that's catching for the Red Sox tonight isn't the normal starter. He just handles pitchers better, and that's why he's in there tonight in the biggest game of the year. So, but yeah, so I just took pride in the defensive part of it. Some people think it's the boring part of it. And now with all these metrics that you have to measure framing and pitch receiving, and even football is going analytical. But, it was just a matter of taking pride in what you did and being all right, not being the everyday guy. And I was fine. I love being around the guys in the clubhouse, and it was a pretty cool experience regardless.
Oh yeah. I can't imagine. Well, you played most minor league all the way up and down North Carolina for the most part. That must've been nice.
I got really, really lucky. I spent time in Winston-Salem with the Dash, so I was an hour and a half ride home. Yeah, Jenny loves that one. And then spent a little time with the Knights in Charlotte. And funny story about that one, I actually played the last game of the old stadium. I guess, what was it, in Fort Mill or Rock Hill? I think it was Fort Mill. It was a Labor Day game, and then I opened up the new stadium as well. So I got to see both stadiums, and the one uptown now is just beautiful, man. It's something else. And then Birmingham, where I spent probably – most of my time, which is also a gorgeous stadium down there. So I was all over, but I couldn't have gotten luckier with the White Sox being, 3 teams, and then Kannapolis. So really 2 Charlotte area teams and a Winston team. So it was easy for family and friends to come see me, and you could slip home on an off day if you wanted to. So it was pretty nice.
Dude, that's awesome. That's what most people would love and dream about right there.
Yeah, that was cool. And there was a lot of App folks in the area too. So like a lot of my buddies that had just graduated were able to come see me, and like I said, family. And it was kind of a comfort thing. So a lot of times you get guys that get drafted by a West Coast team, 2 or 3 of their affiliates are all the way on the West Coast. And that's a tough way to make a living when you're making, $1,300-$1,200 a month, if you're lucky to, live on, for 6 months, and you can't work a second job. So I got pretty lucky with that.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And since you brought it up, it's been in the news recently, minor leaguers wanting more money because you guys get paid. It's not like what we see in the pros, not even close to it. Maybe some of the guys get a nice signing bonus and they got to put that back. But majority of you guys, you're scraping by. It's a tough life out there.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. And a lot of people don't realize, what goes into it. Clubhouse dues, you're paying $3, $4, $5, $6 a day everywhere you go, which adds up when you're on the road. When you're making pennies on a dime. I always say, and guys that I played minor league ball with will agree, is if teams would at least cover living and would cover clubhouse dues, we could make do with the rest. That's obviously your 2 big expenses because, you think about it, when you break spring training, let's say you break spring training on a Saturday, you're at your affiliate on a Monday, they literally tell you, hey guys, here are 3 or 4 apartment recommendations. Go find yourself an apartment. We haven't made pre-arrangements. We haven't said you're coming. And so that's fun when you say, hey, I'm going to be here for 6 months. Can I get the same rate? And they just laugh at you like, no, we don't care if you're a minor leaguer. Like, we got a job, we got a business to run. Yeah. So, you're thinking about, you're trying to play ball and you're trying to develop into a player that's going to help the big league club. And, you're trying to figure out where you're going to sleep at night. And then you got 8 guys in a 2-bedroom apartment. Like, it's not glorious. And the stories you see on ESPN, I can vouch, are 100% true. We had guys in the utility closet. It was funny, you got the king bedroom, and then when someone's wife or fiance or girlfriend comes in, they get the king room, obviously, but it's like, right. That's ridiculous that, some of these guys are grown men and you're living with 7 other guys. And it's just, in my opinion, shouldn't be like that. So I'm all for, minor league empowerment for sure.
Hey, absolutely. Boys, we're taking notes here. Eventually we'll start our own baseball league. PEDs all allowed 100%. As long as we appride the living, we're good to go.
And to that point, that's funny. This is probably a conversation for another time, but I want to see guys throw 120. I want to see guys hit balls 700 feet. Just level the playing field. If everybody's doing it, who cares? There's no cheating.
Hey, that's
juice
right.
up, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Get big.
Hey, we're here. That's going to sell tickets. That'll bring back baseball to life.
It's like the XFL, but we'll be on the baseball field.
Hey, that's right. Absolutely. We can throw some other XFL things in there.
Yeah,
we'll be good to go. Let's go. I'm pumped, Daddy.
I love it.
Hey, so you retire, and then Oakland A's kind of pick up the phone, or White Sox made some calls on your behalf, and you get into kind of a coaching role, bullpen catcher type of deal. How was that going for the Oakland A's?
Yeah, that was the craziest. And every time I tell a story, I'm thinking to myself how lucky I got. And I was, to be honest with you, I was down in the dumps for about 3 months. I retired, and then I was like, man, did I have a couple more years? But at the time, I was 26, about to be 27. The injury bug kind of hit me late in my career. And it's like I had I didn't want to be the guy that was up and down. Don't get me wrong; those guys can make a great living. It just wasn't what I wanted to do. And so about 3 months went by. I was living in Winston-Salem at the time, really Greensboro. And out of the blue, my old agent who represented me when I played texted me and he's like, "You're never going to believe who just called me, the GM of the A's." And he's like, "Hey, we got an opening for a second bullpen catcher. Would you be interested?" And I couldn't call him back fast enough. I had about 4 or 5 beers at the time, so obviously I was a little fired up. But I call him, and he's like, the next day, he's like, "Hey, David wants to talk to you the next day. David Forst, the GM of the A's." And I'm like, "All right, done." So we talk, and he's like, "We need you out here like in 2 days. Can you do it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Have you thrown BP?" And I'm like, "Yeah, all the time. I ain't thrown BP a day in my life." David, if you're listening, sorry. Normally they would actually go through a full interview process, just like any other corporate job. Some teams fly you out to see if you can throw BP, because that's a big part of the job is throwing BP. Obviously, you got to be able to catch. You got to be able to, last the whole season. But I was very, very fortunate. 3 of my old teammates with the White Sox, Marcus Semien, who's now in Toronto, absolutely tearing it up, Chris Bassett, and then Josh Fegley were all with the A's. And so David went down to the field one day and he's like, "Hey, what do y'all know about this Doughty kid?" And, I obviously was super close with those guys. They were like, "Doughty, well, how do you know him?" And they were like, "Well, we want to hire him." And they were like, "Heck yeah, if you can get him, like, he's awesome." They obviously were telling a fib there, but, they were like, "Bring him on." And so I actually was, that kind of leapfrogged me to the front of the line. And they were like, "If you can be out here in 2 days, we'll have a flight ticket in your inbox later today." And that's how it happened. 2 days later, I was in San Francisco for like the Bay Series, the preseason Bay Series spring training game. And it was the craziest thing I've ever been a part of.
Oh, golly, how awesome of a story is that? And kind of, I don't know how to words describe it. That's so cool.
Yeah.
How long were you with the A's for?
So I was there from 2017. So March of 2017 was my first stint, and I actually missed the spring training of 2017. That's how late and spur of the moment it was. They had already got done with spring training. They were getting ready to break camp. They were in San Francisco, and then my last year was 2019. So November of 2019 was when I decided to take the job here at Red Hat doing the corporate thing. But it was, I think 3 years was the perfect time. I mean, you have guys, if you're a guy with the Yankees or the Astros or the Rays and you're consistently making the playoffs, I'm not going to say it's lucrative, but you can make a good living. And that's, with the playoff bonuses and playoff shares, we were fortunate enough to make the playoffs twice. And that was pretty cool. I mean, wild card game in the Bronx at the Yankee Stadium in 2018 was like, there was nothing like it. Judge hit that home run in the first inning, and you couldn't hear someone 2 feet away from you. And then 2019, we hosted the wild card game against the Rays. Unfortunately, weren't able to eke out either one. But you can't script an experience like that. Not only spur of the moment signing with a big league club as we'll call it a coach, but just being a part of a playoff atmosphere. I had never been to a playoff game as a fan, and there I am on the field, and it was incredible. It was really incredible.
Wow. I can't imagine, can't even begin to imagine. I gotta ask, playing for the A's, how many times did you watch Moneyball?
Oh man,
for your West Coast trip.
Yeah, it's funny. And Billy Bean, he was in the coach's room all the time. He I'd say Brad Pitt portrayed him pretty well. Billy's a very intelligent guy, but he is no BS, and he's not afraid to let you know how he feels. But he's brilliant. I mean, he's got his hands now in like soccer clubs. He's in the English. I think he's in the Premier League at some point now. He's just kind of that ultimate businessman. And I would say that's probably the most accurate portrayal of a real life person that I've been a part of, because I can attest to it. It was pretty spot on. That was cool. Everybody's like, "Man, have you met Billy Bean? Who's who?" And it's funny because you see a lot of the coaches that were in the movie are running around the facility, and you're starting to put names to faces like, "Oh, you were portrayed in the movie." And it was pretty cool. But yeah, it's definitely a topic of discussion still to this day.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Boys, Jay, any questions
Yeah, I do. So I know you said playing in the playoffs was quite the experience, but I know that you had another incredible once in a lifetime experience when you got to go to Japan with the team. So do you mind telling us a little bit about that?
Yeah, that one was really special. So and that one was weird how it played out. They do a weird proposal process with teams that they want to go out and send to Japan. You know, they don't really just say, "Hey, we're going to select two random teams." They kind of try to have some sense to it. And we found out in spring training the year before that we were going to go the next year. And we started to put our heads together and realized, like, damn, that might be Ichiro's last year. And he was with the Mariners, and that's who we were going to play. Obviously, he's Japanese, and we were like, this is going to be awesome. And so, yeah, we found out we were going, and then that was my last year in 2019. That was an incredible experience. We went out there for about a week, had a couple days off to see Tokyo, see, you know, if you had enough time, take the bullet train to like Osaka, some of the outlying cities, and the people over there. Like the baseball was awesome and seeing Ichiro retire, but it was like a life-changing experience. Just, you know, seeing a different culture. They're so respectful over there that like it made me reevaluate how I went about my day. I'm like, you know, I got to look myself in the mirror here, but like they're just their best people. And obviously seeing 60,000 people say goodbye to Ichiro there, you know, he's bigger than LeBron. He's bigger than like he's bigger than all the guys here. He's a national hero there. So it was, I had goosebumps, and you had guys in the A's dugout crying. You know, Bob Melvin, our manager, had managed Ichiro when he was in Seattle. And it was an incredible experience for sure. Probably top of my baseball experiences for sure.
Yeah. Is there anybody else that you're kind of starstruck by?
Oh man, obviously seeing Trout and Pujols up close is pretty cool. You know, Pujols was still 2017. You know, before he's had some mobility issues now, but he was still Pujols back in 2017, and they had Trout. Like seeing Trout, you know, in Oakland, we're on the field, so you're field level with everybody. Seeing Trout just do what he does is like he literally plays the game on easy mode. And I've never heard big league players on our team just be like, you know what, you know, obviously you don't just give in, but it's like maybe I just try to make a mistake and he doesn't hit it. Like that may be the only way to get him out, because we'd be going over scouting reports, and literally one of the scouting reports on Trout was like, hang a breaking ball, because he's going to hit your best breaking ball if it's down in the zone. But if you hang it, he might miss it because he's looking for your best one. And that's how good he is. Like what hitter looks for your best pitch? And that's what Trout does. And he does it on a nightly basis. And it's like, this dude is incredible. So obviously Trout, really just watching all the guys on a nightly basis. Like, you know, I like to say I could probably, you know, not compete at the big league level. I probably could have played and not completely embarrassed myself in a handful of games, but in no way, shape, or form could I do what these guys do on a nightly basis. Like they make the game look so easy, the preparation that goes into it, and you're playing 162 games. Like it's crazy. I was tired just doing what I did, and you know, I didn't have to play. These guys did it every single night, and you're literally facing the best players in the world every single night. It was honestly pretty cool to see everybody up close, but obviously Trout and Pujols stand out as generational talents.
Oh yeah, I mean they have to. Yeah, clearly. Slate, Tim.
Right. Yeah, Jeremy, I got a question for you. I've always wanted to ask this. How do your knees feel? Like, so you have a lot of wear and tear on them, and I'm just curious.
Yeah, I get that a lot. And I always give the same answer. It's not my knees, it's my hips and my back. Like my lower back, I got to constantly work at it. And I play a lot of golf, and I think I get worse every round I play. But I play a ton of golf, and I still play in a men's league here in Raleigh. And every now and then the lower back flares up, and it would happen too. So Phil, who was my counterpart out in Oakland, we both talked about the same thing. It wasn't really our knees. It was like just your hips, your mobility, and like, you know, just generally, like we actually had to work out, like not that we, you know, really wanted to. We wanted to, you know, just do it to do it, but you almost had to withstand 162 games, plane rides. We had the second worst travel in the league behind Seattle. So like you actually had to do stuff just to keep yourself from wearing down, because it's like if you're a bullpen catcher and you can't throw or you can't catch, like there's no use for you. And that's just the brutal reality. But to answer your question, it's not really my knees. My knees feel all right. It's like my hips and my back, and it's like a constant battle. But I think I attribute that to starting so late. You know, as I mentioned, I didn't start catching until like junior year of high school, and I think that helped because I had a later start than a lot of guys. So that's that much, you know, less wear and tear. So I'll let you know in about 5 years though if that answer changes. I'm sure it will. But right now, so far so good with the knees.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for that insight. I was curious. I know you mentioned like even just trying to find lodging while you were in the minor league, and it didn't dawn on me, but like all that time, you're still having to find these conditioning times and getting to the gym and doing these mobility drills. So kudos to you, man. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, yeah. It's like I said, I think it's cool because it bonded all of us. Like, I'm still close with a lot of my minor league teammates, and it's like you go through it together. It makes you tighter in the end, and that's so true. Like, you're doing long bus rides, getting in at 6 a.m. and then waking up and playing the next day. You're staying at hotels that aren't ready for you to check in, bed bugs. Like, we've seen it all. It's if you can imagine it, it's happened in the minor leagues, and like you just learn that nothing can really. It does get better as you move up. I will say in Charlotte, we traveled pretty well. I mean, you're still flying commercials. So like the AAA is kind of brutal because you'll fly out, you'll catch the 6 a.m. out of Charlotte. Let's say we're flying to Rochester and then you're playing that night in Rochester. So I can't complain because we're flying, we're not flying private. We're flying, your Southwest, your Deltas, whatever ticket we can get with, everyday people. So it definitely gets better as you go up. But it's still nowhere near where I think it needs to be at the lower levels. I mean, you're investing a lot. You're putting the $1 million kid next to the, kid you signed for $1,000 and you're treating them the same way. I think all the guys need to be treated like they're going to be big league ready in 2 years and can help the club. So, yeah, it's interesting to say the least. But we always say we wouldn't trade it for anything. It kind of shaped us and gave us some stuff to laugh about now.
Nice.
Yeah. So. The first question I had, did you get to play with Jordan Jessup?
Yeah. I actually saw Jessup not too long ago in May at one of our old teammates' weddings, Taylor Miller's wedding. And so I saw Jessup and Ashley at the wedding. So it was good to see them. I always liked Jordan. He was a good dude. He's just a genuine guy, man. I like he's the guy you call if something goes wrong and he'd be there in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I grew up with him, played ball with not really him, played ball with his brother growing up and just got to see that whole process go.
Oh yeah, Troy. Grew up with Troy playing.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, that's a great family, man. Ashley, Jordan's wife's the nicest girl ever too. Like it's just we saw him at Taylor's wedding. It was cool because we had kind of an app reunion there. It was a lot of the old teammates there, so it was good to get everybody back together. But yeah, Jordan's one of my favorite guys. He's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to hear you like name drop some obviously Jordan and then Ackley. I grew up watching Ackley as well, and it's pretty cool.
He was unreal in college. Like, I mean, I would say as close to not being able to get out as I've ever seen. I mean, I think one year he hit like 460, which is just dumb. That's just unheard of. And you had him, you had Seager. And then you had like that rotation. They had like Alex White and just a bunch of first rounders running around it. Carolina back in the day was ridiculous.
Yeah, his high school watching Ackley in high school was another level.
Oh man, I can only imagine.
But I guess going off of that a little bit, Parker mentioned the starstruck thing. But as far as being a catcher, who had the nastiest pitch you've ever seen? Like, what was the nastiest pitch?
Blake Trinan from the Dodgers wouldn't even think about it. Like I don't even think about when somebody asks me who has that. When I talk about this guy, and you'll probably see him throw here in the playoffs before too long, but he throws 100, but his ball is a true sinker. So like his ball moves this way, so like up and down, and it's like it doesn't run and it's just straight down and it's at 100 miles an hour. So it literally is like I've never seen anything like it. And you see guys online like this is not normal. Like how does this happen? And so, like, it got to the point where the phone would ring and me and Phil would look at each other. And we knew it was Blake because he was the closer. And we'd just look at each other and we'd be like, nose goes. Like, who's got him? And he is the most impressive as far as what he can do with the ball. And movement's one thing, but he does it at 100 miles an hour. And it's like, this is not normal. And then he throws a slider that's a wipeout slider. And so, normally you would think like, oh, it's just a Aroldis Chapman. I'm like, give me a Aroldis Chapman all day. Granted, 104 is not easy to catch, but it's semi-straight. 100 with some sink like Blake has is like, I don't even want to try. Like we tried to make like these thumb guards, like with plastic and put it in our gloves. It didn't work. Like you'd walk out of there and you literally just felt like you got in a fight and Blake won. Like that was that was how it was. It was not fun. But I mean, obviously hitters didn't like it either. I'm like, if I don't like catching it, I know they don't like hitting it. And that's what made him so good. He had, I think he set a record in 2018 when he was our closer. He ended the year with a .87 ERA, which is like, that's dumb. as a full-time closer. Like,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah. But yeah, so to answer your question, Blake Trinan, just go Twitter him, go Google him, y'all listeners, like, and just you'll see what I'm talking about. It's ridiculous.
I have a hard time hitting him on a video game, much less.
Yeah, right, exactly. And I'm like, and when I was like saying, oh, maybe I could hold my own for a game or two in the big leagues, I'm like, then I see a guy like Blake throwing, I'm like, I'd have no chance. Like, I'm very honest with myself. I'm like, I would get embarrassed. So I'm like, I'm gonna sit my happy butt here on the Oakland A's dugout or bullpen bench and be happy with where I'm at. I don't have to hit anymore. I got to hit men's league pitching on Monday nights. That's about it.
Hell yeah. Hitting bombs at men's league.
I try. We get out there and we got a pretty good team. We got a few guys that played pro ball around the area that we went to high school with around the area. And it's pretty fun. We get out there. It's a fairly competitive league. I try to stay in the outfield. I'm not trying to lose any teeth at the hot corner or anything. So I'm like, let me get in the outfield. I'm just going to try to swing as hard as I can. And sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't.
Grip it and rip it. I love it.
Exactly. It's like my golf game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, that league, I'd be so pissed if I was an average Joe and your team walks up. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, come on, man.
Yeah. You could tell, like, and it's funny. Last night we got rained out, but I guess it was the team that's behind us. We're undefeated. Like, we got a couple guys that can still throw mid 80s. Which in men's league, it's like, dude, you got no chance if a guy can throw mid 80s.
No.
And it was raining, and we kind of offered them like a friendly, like, hey, let's just call it. Like, it's raining, we don't want to play. But they're like the number 2 team in the league, so they want to give us our first loss. They're like, no, we're gonna wait it out. We want to see like what the rain's gonna do. We're like, guys, are we serious? Like, come on, it's men's league. What are we doing here? So long story short, we were out there till like 7:30, 7:45 waiting. They wound up calling the game, and so we're kind of on a revenge tour now. If we see them in the playoffs, we're gonna try to run roll them and get them out of there early.
Exactly.
Hell yeah! Just sign their death certificate. Let's go.
Yeah,
baby.
exactly. So we were drinking some beers in the dugout, and we were like, we don't want to play right now. And they finally called it, but we weren't too happy being there 30 more minutes than we had to be. But we'll get them.
Yeah. Hey, absolutely. Hey, hot seat. We're gonna put you on it, and we'll kind of rapid fire questions here. First thought come to mind. Let it rip.
Okay.
All right. Mount Rushmore of artists, musical artists. Go.
Oh man, so for me it's Tom Petty's number 1. Yeah, I'm a Gator fan. I'm a Florida Gator fan, and they have a tradition now at the end of the third quarter with Tom Petty. So that just kind of was 2 peas in a pod. So Tom Petty for me.
Got another 3 there.
Oh, you want me to keep going?
Oh yeah, we got Mount Rushmore here. We got 4.
Okay. So I got Tom Petty. I got the Allman Brothers in there. So we'll throw a band in there. I'm actually I'm kind of a rock guy, so I'm gonna throw Tool in there, the band Tool. They're up there for me. And then I'm gonna throw Luke Combs in there. We got to App State guy.
That's right, baby.
All right, I can vibe with that list. I get behind it.
I got a little bit of everything on my playlist, so we could throw some Jeezy on there too, but we'll give him a few more years before he's on Mount Rushmore.
Hey, that's fair. All right, all-time favorite walkout song.
So I had to do "Raise Up" by P.D. Pablo. That was my one, and it didn't have the same bite when I played in North Carolina. But when I went to Birmingham, it took people a little while. They love their Tide down there, so if it ain't Roll Tide, they're not too big on it. But they started hearing it, and everybody knows that song. And then probably by the 3rd or 4th week, you had people literally with a towel or their shirt twisting it like a helicopter. I'm like, sir, put your shirt on. Like, I didn't want that to happen, but like. We'll play it, but yeah, I would say "Raise Up" by P.D. Pablo was definitely a fan favorite.
All right, you being a North Carolina boy, yeah, you deserve
exactly. It's kind of and it's got some oomph to it. Like, I actually associate with the area, and P.D. Pablo being a Raleigh guy, it kind of made sense to use that one. So that one was pretty cool.
Hey, yeah, shout out to you. All right, all-time favorite minor league story.
All-time favorite minor league story. Oh man, is this a G-rated show, PG-rated show? We'll keep it PG-rated.
Hey, whatever you want.
Oh man, anytime we went to Hagerstown, Maryland was an all-time story. And I don't have a specific story. Hagerstown, Maryland, the worst minor league ballpark I have ever stepped foot in. The worst minor league hotel. The worst fan. So if you're from Hagerstown, Maryland, listening to the show, at me, I'm ready. Like you guys, they literally. I mean, I was a career 114 hitter there too, so that probably had something to do with it. But that was the bedbug story where we got in at like 5 a.m. Rooms weren't ready. We waited an hour and a half, 2 hours. By the time we got to the rooms, it was 7:30. Get in there to find there's an infestation of bed bugs in there. There's blood stains on the wall. You can hear gunshots outside, and we're literally like, this is they're paying us to play a game, yes, but this is what we're dealing with. And so a bunch of us went down to like their conference room, brought some blankets and sheets, and just slept down there. And it's like we're playing the next day. So any time in Hagerstown, Maryland, we had flooding in the clubhouse. AC didn't work. We had all sorts of stuff. We had I don't want to get it's just Hagerstown was a disaster. So that's an all-time minor league story in and of itself.
Hey, yeah, Hagerstown, Maryland, dead, done. Get them out of here.
Yeah. And their fans were brutal. Like I said, their fans were brutal, and they had a bunch of locals that just loved to go out there and get sauced and watch a game, which, hey, I respect that. But, when I'm 0 for my last 12 and I got to hear Johnny behind me just absolutely reaming me, I'm like, I need to get out of here. This ain't it.
Yeah. All right, you just talked about getting sauced right now. What's your go-to drink of choice?
Buffalo Trace, neat.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah, I'm a bourbon guy, and it's funny. It's so hard to find around here. Like it's impossible to find. I will say, I'm a situational drinker. So if I'm out and about at a bar, which we don't do too often anymore, I'm getting past that point. But I love a good Tito's and soda. I'm a big Tito's guy. Obviously, I love a good beer. I'm a Miller Lite guy. So if we have any Miller Lite fans, great. If not, don't hate me. But if I'm just kind of hanging out and just kind of winding down, I love a good bourbon. I love Buffalo Trace. I'm not necessarily a bourbon snob. I'm not like, oh man, this has got hints of cherry oak. I'm like, it tastes pretty damn good. I'll drink it. And it's, so Buffalo Trace, Tito's, a Miller Lite, and I'm a happy man. I pretty much drink everything except gin. I'm not a big gin guy.
Okay. Hey, more power to you. You can have the tequila, brother. Keep that.
Yeah. Well, like that's one of those situational things. So you have to find me on the right night for that. But if you do find me on that night, if you do find me on that night, look out.
I ordered a gin once with Jeremy, and I turned around with it, and he looked me dead in the eye and just said, "You're the devil," and walked away.
Yeah. I think I remember that. I think I remember that too, because it looks similar enough to vodka, and I was like, Jenny, I can't talk to you right now, and granted, I'm for the boys and girls, so I'll do it. I'll drink it, but like it's not my favorite to put it lightly.
Yeah. You're going to need a chaser real quick. Give me that.
Exactly.
And the last one, dream scenario here. PD Pablo is playing. You're walking up to the plate. What stadium are you in? Who are you playing against? Who are you playing for?
Oh man, that's a good question. So I'm going to two-part this thing. My favorite stadium to go to was the Mariners, which I think it's T-Mobile Park now. I was really hoping they made the playoffs just to see that place packed. It's the coolest stadium I've ever been to. Clubhouse is great. Fans are great. The bullpen backs right up to the fans, and so they're just giving it to you. But, I would say, I think Fenway and at bat at Fenway would be pretty cool, just with the history. Wrigley. But if I had to pick one, I'm going to say give me Wrigley Field, Game 7 of the World Series. I'd love to be in that box. 2016, when that was going on, that was pretty special. So I'm going to say Wrigley Field. Boston, Fenway being a close second, but Wrigley Field in a playoff scenario I think would be pretty cool.
Perfect. Pitcher, you're going homer off of.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. Let me think.
And this is all time. Dead or alive, don't matter.
That I'm
back to life just for this.
I'm going to say, oh, man. I was going to say Tim Wakefield just because he doesn't throw hard, but I don't know if I'm hitting a knuckleball. I don't know, man. I'd have to look up number of homers given up and be like, I got a chance against that guy. But I like these days, I don't even know if I could pick one. I'd say maybe my brother. If you put him out there, I could probably take him deep. So I hope he's listening. I think I got his number. But yeah, it's funny. We would go look to like our old minor league stats against some guys that we called up because the minor leagues are so small. Guys come and go, and there was a few guys with the A's that I actually had their number and I got them once or twice in the minor leagues. But I'm like, you obviously would embarrass me now. But there's a few guys on my list that are playing right now. But obviously, I don't think I could get them right now. But I want to put my brother there, Game 7, Wrigley Field, book it.
Hey, I'm here for it. Let's buy a ticket.
Yeah, there you go.
I love it. Boys, Jay Gray, any other hot seat questions for him? Awesome. Slate, you look like you're thinking.
I was thinking. I was trying. I want to get it all out. No, I think I'm good.
So I kind of have one.
Let's go.
When you played in St. Louis when you were with the Athletics. It was right after the Blues won the Stanley Cup, and you're a huge Canes fan. Posted a picture. You posted a picture with the Stanley Cup. Did you touch it and curse the Canes?
No,
so wants to know.
Yeah, so I came dangerously close, and I knew the rule, I knew the tradition, and I remember I posted that picture, and I had about 20 comments saying, "If you touch that, I'll let you fill in the blanks after that." But there were some angry Canes fan when I posted that picture. But yeah, and I'm looking it up. I'm like, shit, that is a tradition. I shouldn't even be near it. And I had my hand, it looks like I'm touching it with my hand behind it, but I'll go to my grave saying I had, probably a 3 or 4 foot buffer. So we're good. Canes fans, we're good. Let's go win it this year. That way I'm off the schneid, because if not, I feel like I'm the one I'm like the curse of Babe Ruth or something. Like we gotta get this done.
Yeah. Viewers, listeners, we're gonna post that picture on Instagram for you, and we'll let you be the judge of it.
We'll see what the consensus is. Yeah. Hey, Scout's honor. I didn't touch it.
Hey, yeah, Canes, let's go win it this year.
Yeah,
get the monkey off his back.
Yeah, come on, boys, please.
Hey, I love it. You down to talk a little playoff baseball?
Let's do it. Absolutely, let's do it.
Awesome.
Yeah, man, you guys shoot. I'm here. I'm kind of caught up on all my my postseason scenarios, and I'd love to hear what you guys think too. But yeah, let's dive into it.
Perfect. Devin's just glad to have somebody talk to him about baseball, because me and Tim dropped the ball. Jay Gray's here to help lift up. We're excited.
There you go.
It's so nice. It's so nice.
So, wild card games tonight and tomorrow, and then we dive into the divisional series a little bit later on. But tonight, Red Sox, Yankees fighting tooth and nail for that spot. Jay Gray, big Red Sox fan. Who we taking in this series? This is going to be interesting. This is going to be good.
Yeah, Jenny, if you want to log off, go ahead. But you know what? I go back and forth on this one. I think the Yankees right now, their lineup's getting hot. I do think the Red Sox at home, I think there's something to be said about that. Evaldi's got some postseason experience. He obviously, I think it was, the 2017 run? He was lights out. So I think this is somewhat of a toss-up for me. I think it's going to come down to, can the Red Sox get to Garrett Cole? Obviously, that's not the guy you want to see in a win or go home scenario. But I think the Red Sox can get him early. The one thing if you're a Sox fan, you don't want to get into that Yankee bullpen, because they've been pretty lights out too. So I think try to get to, trying to say get to the starter, but it's Garrett Cole. So I'm going to go Yankees with a slight edge, but I think it's going to be a great ball game, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it go either way, honestly.
Yeah. My advice to anyone that's like 14 and younger is probably not to watch this game with the sound on full blast.
Yeah.
It's going to be really intense. Boston's finest is coming out. There's no Bruins game. They'll be there ready to go. Of course I'm taking the Sox, don't really have a good reason other than the fact that, I think Alex Cora, and that leadership being back will play a big role. The players trust him and the players rally around him. But JD Martinez tripped over second base last week. He's out. We used half of our starting pitchers on Sunday, so who knows what our bullpen's going to look like. But if there's ever like a David versus Goliath, where the Yankees have this star-studded cast and the Red Sox don't really have big names right now outside of Devers and Bogarts, and obviously Evaldi is starting tonight. Anything could happen. It's one game. The game starts at 0-0, and I think home crowd leadership and just the trust that the Sox have in each other could pull them together and pull them through.
I like it.
Yeah. Tim?
Well, I wish I had more insightful information to add to this conversation, but I don't, so I'm going the Red Sox. That's all I got.
Yeah. Slate.
Well, the Red Sox did win the season series. I think it was like 10-9 as far as like wins loss. But Yankees have won the last 6 that they've played. This is not a game I put money on, but I am going to. I think I got to go Yankees just based off of that. But like you said, I wouldn't put money on it. I think it's going to be close. Please don't hate me, Jay Gray.
Yeah, Yankees are -1.5. Not a lot of wiggle room there to put money on. give me the Sox. Boston needs this.
There we go.
We got to give it. I have no reason. I'll make Tim. F it. Let's go.
I love it.
Now, next wild card, Dodgers, Cardinals. To me, this seems one-sided, but Dowdy, you might have a different answer here. Dodgers are -1.5 favorite, but
yeah. So to me, this one, it boils down to two things. I think the Cardinals are probably obviously the hottest teams in baseball, and Mike Schilt, their manager, is a North Carolina guy. So like, I naturally kind of want to go pull for them. But there's also a guy named Max Scherzer on the other side, and I'm like, I just don't know if they have enough to. Max is on his game; he could punch out 12 guys, like that. So I think the Cardinals, I think they're a much different team this time around. I mean, you got Arenado, you got Goldschmidt, you got a veteran group that are going to, work the count, get his pitch count up. I think the Dodgers are the better team. I mean, that lineup's insane. Obviously, losing Muncy the last day of the year hurts, but you got Trey Turner, you got Mookie, you got Pujols if you need them off the bench. I mean, you got a lot of options. I'm going to go Dodgers just strictly off the fact that you got Scherzer on the mound and you got the hottest hitter in baseball in Trey Turner. So I'm going Dodgers in this one.
Yeah, I say you don't bet against a guy with two different colored eyes.
Valid point.
Dodgers as well. I'm gonna go Dodgers as well. So Scherzer is incredible, and if he's on, you can't stop him, and it's one game. So Dodgers.
Yeah.
Those are all very convincing points. I'm going Dodgers.
Especially the multicolored eye one. That's what Vegas looks at.
The bookies are sitting there. All right, both brown eyes, underdog.
Yeah, right.
I am very interested to see if the Cardinals can keep up the heat. That would be the only reason that I would want them to advance. I don't care necessarily for the Cardinals, but Tyler O'Neill, Mr. looks like he's on steroids, hit 328 in September and is on fire. So maybe I'd like to see him have a good game, but yeah, Max Scherzer was already mad 2 weeks ago, so I can't imagine he's going to go on that mound without 20 strikeouts, or he'll probably kill a guy.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to go Dodgers as well. The whole Bauer Hour thing I was so hype about early in the season. It obviously things have transgressed there, but I'm still sold on the Dodgers. I think they're one of my favorites to win this thing. But so much money, so much talent. They have to, right? It's like the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Too much money. And then, we won't get into the next series and that type of stuff, but I want to know who's coming out of the AL, who's coming out of the NL, Dowdy? Oh,
man, this is a tough one. And A's fans might hate me, but if I was a betting man, I mean, I just think Houston right now, they've kind of – it's funny because Houston, I hated them when I was with the A's just because we could never beat them. Obviously, with everything that had gone on, I'm sure, there's that one
trash
little,
cans banging.
Yeah, there's that one little blip on their radar. But all things aside, I just think they're a veteran group. They've been there. They've kind of been overlooked. I'm not going to say overlooked, but they just haven't been talked about like they have in years. So I think my one question mark with them is the rotation. They're not as strong as years past when you've had Verlander, you've had Greinke, you've had, Garrett Cole, you have McCullers. But I think and I could also see the Sox coming out. I mean, the Sox with that lineup, when they get hot, you got Lance Lynn out there, you got Giolito. So if I was a betting man coming out of the AL, I'm going to say Houston. And that's going to be my pick to come out of the AL. So I'm going to go Astros.
Fair enough. Jay Gray?
Either Sox. One of the two. If the Sox win tonight, then the Red Sox. If they lose, then I'm hopping on the Chicago bandwagon. They're AAA teams in Charlotte. So it's just really cool seeing some of the names that you've seen, like when you buy $8 tickets and on a Thursday popping up on the big screen. So I'm gonna go Chicago. It's kind of the hometown team, kind of. So Chicago if the Red Sox don't make it.
Hey, absolutely. I like it. Sorry, Dowdy. And from the NL, who are you taking?
From the NL, I grew up a Braves fan, so I'm going to go Braves. I think it's one of the – yeah, man. I think – they got a lot of young talent. They, I think it all comes down to rotation. Who shows up, who gives you good innings. Obviously, with that lineup with Albies, hopefully he can turn it on at the right time. And it's just amazing that they've done all of it without Acuna. I think when he went down, everybody was like, "That's it." But then you had guys stepping up, and I think you get home playoff games in Atlanta at that new park. And I'm going to go Braves. They got a tough matchup with the Brewers with that staff, but I'm going to go Braves on this one.
And Jay Gray?
Same. The first baseball jersey I ever had was Andres Galarraga.
The big cat.
The big cat. Yeah. And my number was 14 in every sport I played after that. So I'm gonna go Braves.
You guys already know. I'm taking the Astros. I think they're going to find very innovative ways to push the boundaries of the game within the limit of the rules, and it's just going to be another great postseason. So I'm taking Astros, and they're going to beat the Brewers.
Okay, I like that.
Tim, I'm just going to step in. You cannot put the Astros on any more pub parlays. It's dead. Losing us money.
Killing
All right.
us.
I'll find a new team to pick every Sunday.
I would be, as an Orioles fan, it would hurt me not to pick somebody from the AL East to come out of the AL, but I got to go with the White Sox. You already mentioned Lance Lynn. He's been one of my favorites to watch this year, and that guy's got he's got 3 choices of fastballs that just go all over the place. So I'm going to go with the Sox. Close second, Tampa Bay. As far as the NL, I think we're going to sweep, except for Tim. I think I'm going with the Braves. I
like it.
Can't fault you. Who's the Rays manager? Is it Madden still?
Kevin Cash.
Kevin Cash.
Yeah, I think he was a catcher with the Sox for a little bit. He was kind of that journeyman catcher, but he kind of embodies that analytical. The Rays are amazing. That was probably going to be my second one with what they do with the payroll they have. They just find guys, they develop guys, and if we're staying on the AL, I know you said you were an Orioles fan, but I was kind of hoping to see the Blue Jays in the playoffs. How hot they were down the stretch.
I was too, man.
And that stadium, the Rogers Center, I tell you what, when it could be a Tuesday night, they'll get 30,000 people there. I was hoping to see that place rocking, but I think they're going to make some noise here the next year or two. But yeah, the Rays. I think the Rays can do it too. So it's going to be a fun playoffs, I think.
Yeah, especially with Vlad Jr. I mean,
dude, Vladito.
Vladito.
Just like his dad too, hitting balls off the ground. It's like you can't, with him, it's like he's similar to Trout. You can't really game plan for him because he hits everything. He has no patterns. It's like there is no scouting report. It's just hope he gets himself out is what you got to hope.
Yeah. Hey, absolutely. You know what? Give me Cash from the Rays. I'm banking on them. And Tim, Brewers. I'll pour one up to that. Give me Milwaukee.
I like it. I like it.
I just like a good team name. Chop them down, Braves. I'm here for it. But they're named after the beers, Miller High. Let's go.
That's a win in itself right there.
That's right. Well, Dowdy, you watch any football?
Oh, do I watch football? Oh, man. I hear you guys talking about pub parlays. I'm like, I need some help. So if you guys need some help or need some advice, don't know if it's going to be good or bad, but we'd love to get in on that. Love some football.
Love it. Let's go. I've got to talk about this, and we're going to save college football for Saturday's show, but Urban Meyer doing just Urban Meyer things down there. I don't know how to describe this. I think he's on his way out of Jacksonville. I've been saying this for a couple weeks now, and the boys have looked at me like I'm crazy, but I think he's sabotaging himself to get out of Jacksonville.
For the USC job?
Yeah, that USC job.
Yep.
Dowdy, what do you say here?
So I have a love-hate with Urban. So, I grew up a Gators fan. So obviously I'm happy for the national championships, but he also put our program on about a 6-year rehab, with the whole Hernandez thing. And, a lot came out where Urban's maybe not the most stand-up guy we've all seen. And, look, everybody makes mistakes. I couldn't imagine being a public figure with cameras everywhere, but at the end of the day, I don't think he was putting himself in a good situation there, but I don't think you could also be that dumb. So I don't think you're too far off saying, I think he's maybe trying to give himself, an out. But, if you're the college program now, it's like, who the hell would want to hire this guy? Like, with all the heat that comes with it. Look, Ohio State, he won, but look what he did to them. It's the same thing. He comes in, he wins, but he leaves you in a cloud of dust. And so I don't know. I think I could see it going either way, but I'm hearing now he's losing the locker room and guys are saying he never had buy-in anyways. And it's like, if you lose an NFL locker room, I mean, you got no chance. So I just, with Spurrier, didn't work out in the NFL. He cut bait and ran. You just don't see a lot of it working out. Matt Rule doing a great job in Carolina, though. I will say that. So we'll see on this one. It's interesting, but yeah, be smarter, Urban. Make better choices.
Yeah, we've talked about it a few times. Like Pete Carroll's the only one that stands out to me. A guy who's made the leap, and other than that, it doesn't work out. Even the great Saban didn't work out, and
that's true. Good point. With my Dolphins too.
Yeah. Jay Gray, what do you say?
Urban Meyer has been, and always will be a slime bag, and that's all I have to say about him.
Coming out hot. I like it.
Let it rip, Tater Chip.
Yeah.
Let's keep it up, Tim. One up it.
Yeah, let's that Urban Meyer. No, he's Parker, I wasn't convinced. Like I was like, surely this guy is gonna make it the year. And after this, like it's pretty comical, like how bad this is turning out. So gosh, I'm with you guys. Like, yeah, sure, even if you out yourself and you get fired, I'm not gonna hire you anywhere. Like you're just, it's bad all around. Get him out.
Yeah. I think he shot himself in the foot one too many times here. He kind of shot his dick off there, and he's done. He's dead.
Yeah. No, I think so too. I mean, well, he had a great gig at Fox doing the on air stuff as a pregame guy, and everybody, my personal vendetta with him is he said he had heart problems. That's why he left Florida, and then 2 weeks later, he's at Ohio State, and I'm like, okay, thank you for what you did, but no, it's. So, you get a lot of baggage with Urban. He can win football games, but is the other part of it worth it? So
exactly. He's a slime ball. Like you said, he lost the locker room. Apparently, he apologized in team meetings. And as soon as he left the door, people just started busting out laughing at him. Like, yeah, it's a done deal in Jacksonville. Oh, man. Touchdown so Jesus. He needs a savior down there.
Hot take. No. Like, how's the same guy that coached Tebow and coaching Trevor Lawrence doing? It makes no sense.
Maybe he had to cut Tebow because he knew what this was going to happen.
Maybe.
Bingo.
I feel like the conspiracy just keeps building.
I haven't been wrong yet, Tim. Just keep going.
There's going to be a Tim Tebow, Urban Meyer special on ESPN where Tim Tebow is going to rehab Urban, and then they're going to together go win a Super Bowl.
That literally sounds like my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
It's ESPN's wet dream, Jay Gray's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
It's like the decision, but the apology.
Yeah.
The apology.
Yep. Well, they always say there was going to be like an E60 of that 08 Florida team. You had like Hernandez, you had Riley Cooper, you had Urban, you had the Pouncey brothers. All of them have been tied to some, sketchy stuff. So it's like you got a preacher, and you can go down the list of what the other guys were. But that team was loaded with talent, but also loaded with some scandal.
Yeah, I hate to brag or take you down here, Jeremy. I hated Florida when I was growing up because it was shoved in your face everywhere.
Yeah, they did love them, and obviously I can imagine if I was not a Florida fan with the way ESPN shoved Tebow down your throat, I would probably not think too fondly of them as well. But fortunately, I was on the other side of it, and but I always say now with App obviously doing what they've done at the FBS level, it's like it's kind of cool should have beat Miami. So it's like it's just cool to see App doing things. And honestly, now like I'm a diehard Gator fan, but if App went down to Florida now, I hope they kick their ass. Like I'm App all in. So
hell yeah.
I love where the program's going, where it's been, and it's cool now when people see them, they're perennial top 25 team, and it's like let's keep it going.
Yeah, exactly. Received a couple top 25 votes this week. Let's keep them rolling. Let's go get a big win this week and kick Coastal's ass next Wednesday.
Absolutely.
It's a bye week.
Sorry, bye week. Louisiana.
A thrilling Tuesday night matchup.
That's right. The Raging Cajuns. We'll save that for Saturday though. We're getting too excited. Now, last Sunday's games were awesome. A lot of good football. A lot of dogs won. Jeremy, I was on a heater until this weekend, and I went cold fast.
Yep.
A lot of dogs cost me here.
Yep.
Any games stick out to us? Any performance stick out? Anything we want to talk about?
Well, I had the over 51.5 of the Chargers Raiders last night, so that one killed me. And it's just been such an up and down year. I'm a big overs guy. I always, the life's too short to bet unders. There's a time and place for unders, I think. But I love hammering a good over, and just, I love points. I love seeing bad defenses and just air raid. I love it all.
It's good football.
Yeah, exactly. But the NFL hasn't been too kind to me this year. I could probably say the same about college, really any sport. So Russian table tennis, the same thing. So it's all been a whirlwind. But yeah, I would say the Chargers coming out and putting it on the Raiders. I think the Chargers are kind of, outside of they put it on the Chiefs too. I think you got to consider them the class of the AFC right now. Herbert is. I'll be honest with you, I was a Herbert hater. I didn't think he would turn into what he is, but he's elite. Guy's got arm talent and he's got a lot of weapons. So Chargers showed me a lot. I'm a big Chargers guy now.
Yeah. My big take from that game last night, though, Hunter Renfrow, put him on defense. Defense.
He smoked that guy.
It was wonderful. I'm really sad he graduated. He was at Clemson for about 14 years, but
he was Clemson's Perry Ellis.
Yeah.
Leveling dudes 2 times his size.
He was a big game receiver too. He was everywhere in big games. This dude
was. He was a walk-on.
Yep.
And he's like the only white guy on the field. How do you lose him? But you always lose him in the end zone in the corner somewhere.
Yeah, unless you're playing Iowa.
Yeah, touche. Fair enough. Or Nebraska, maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
Boys, anything stick out to you guys?
Lamar Jackson can throw, damn it.
He's a quarterback, damn it. That's my quarterback.
Yeah.
A quarterback.
I was impressed with the Cards this weekend against the Rams. I picked the Rams to just go all the way this year, and Cards just slapped them in the face. It was like, nah. I was just impressed overall. Their defense was stellar. Stafford was a little off, but man, the Cards capitalized on it. Murray looked great.
Yeah.
They're a great team
right now.
Yeah, they're 4-0. They're undefeated. Only undefeated team left in the league.
Kingsbury doing it in Arizona, huh?
Hey, him in that mansion out there.
Yeah. Just the ultimate bachelor there, Cliff Kingsbury.
Absolutely. Like Tim was talking about the Rams, Arizona's my team. I'm hammering on them every week until they lose because, damn, they're good.
Yeah.
Well, it's a quarter of the way through the season. We've got to do a way too early predictions here. Any of these teams stick out to us of why are they at the top of the division or at the bottom of the division?
First one, Bengals.
Well, all right, shots fired. Come on.
I'm just kidding.
Disrespectful.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, with Joey B in Cincinnati, there was a lot of reports earlier in the year that he was, his rhythm was off, whatever. I'm like, it's Joe Burrow. That guy, until he proves me otherwise, is a stud. But obviously, I don't know if they can hold off the Ravens in that division. But so far so good for them.
Yeah. That division, alongside the trash can division that is the NFC East, or is it? Yeah, the Eagles division. Those two divisions always come down to that last game. So nothing surprises me. I don't let anything surprise me in those two divisions anymore until the last game. Devin, I know we talked about it way back, but Orioles always lead the AL East a quarter of the way through. Where do they finish? Right? So it really doesn't matter. A lot can change.
Yeah. Jenny coming out hot tonight.
Who brought it up? Talking big game in April. Where's your team tonight at home?
Whoa. In April, I said one thing about sweeping the Red Sox. And now the AFC North is getting compared to the NFC least.
Yeah, come on.
And the Orioles just got trashed.
It is a toss-up. Is what I'm saying. All these divisions, especially those two, with the Bengals division and the Eagles.
You're damn right. It's the Bengals division.
The Eagles. Amy's gonna come after y'all.
Hey,
my mom's from Philly. You don't want that.
I don't want Philly beef. They're batteries. I don't want that.
Yeah. I tell you what, y'all think what do we got on the Cowboys this year? We think Dak's finally going to do it, or what? They're going to just walk through that division.
I feel like they have to, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just can't see. I mean, Daniel Jones is playing better, but that team is just a dumpster fire. Philly is Philly. And then you got Washington football team, led by what, Taylor Heineke? So I don't know. That division is, oh man.
It's wide open.
It'll still come down to the last weekend.
But in Cowboys fashion, they're gonna blow it. Like they always find a way to mess it up, and I love it.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, though, talking about that division, the Bengals division currently. So the Lions are playing the Bengals in 2 weeks, and we should have beat we should have beat the Ravens. It was a fluke. We don't need to relive that. Should have beat the Ravens. So if my Lions beat the Bengals, then I guess it's the Ravens division, but we'll see. So I'll give you my answer in a couple weeks.
I thought we got to put something on that game, Tim.
Well, I've lost to everyone. I've lost to the Packers. I lost to the Ravens. I'm going to lose to you. I've accepted defeat. So we got to win one. We got to at least win one.
Jeremy, you hinted you're a Fins fan. How do you feel about Tua?
Man, that one I go back and forth. I said, look, after last year, let's get him some weapons. Let's get him some O-line help. And then we'll say, look, if it doesn't pan out this year, then, I'm off him. But, the thing that worries me is with Brissett. Brissett's, he's been in the NFL for a few years. He can sling it. But, like, the offense just looks like it's a little more freed up with him. He can throw the ball down the field. Tua just worries me. He's almost like a left-handed Chad Pennington, like the 10-yard slant, the 10-yard out. And I'm like, man, I just don't know if that's the answer. And he's 5'10". Like, I don't know. And I wasn't huge on it, but I hope he proves me wrong. I hope I am wrong. Obviously, I hope he's all right. I just think that's going to be a sign of things to come if he's got a hip issue already. And it seems like, he's touched and he's getting hurt. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, we got some weapons around him. It's just a matter of, I think Brissett gets the ball in their hands more efficiently, but I hope I'm wrong. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's revolving door at quarterback for the Fins.
Hey, absolutely. I'm a big Brissett guy. I think he's always kind of got a raw deal. He's kind of like a Tyrod Taylor almost, just without the even horrible luck. But both those guys, I think they can ball. They just haven't got their shot yet, and maybe this is his shot.
Yeah, Brissett's a Gator too. He's a Gator and a Wolfpack. So
that's right.
I've watched him for a lot of years, so it's good to see him doing well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, our way too early MVP Super Bowl champ. Let's crown him right now. Who we got?
I'm gonna take the last on this one. You guys shoot.
Go for it.
You said MVP of the Super Bowl.
Nope, MVP in Super Bowl. Sorry.
Oh, I was like, good Lord.
Call your shot.
I think if Kyler Murray continues to have the season that he is having, you can't ignore him. So if we're looking at quarter of the way through, Kyler Murray is my MVP. I hope, it'd be fun. I hope they do. They're a new team. They're a team you don't hear about a lot. So that'd be fun for Super Bowl. So I guess the Cards, they're in the NFC, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to see Kyler Murray in the Cards against Air Bear.
Ooh.
Also because that flow. I'm going purely on hairstyles in this one, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. But again, I just think it'd be fun. I mean, they're two teams. They kind of like fly and like, they're there, but they're like not like the Bradys and the Cowboys that get all the attention. And I think it'd be fun to see those two teams.
I'm there for that.
I like it.
I'm sticking tried and true with my Red Skull theory. Jeremy, I don't know if you are familiar with Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
So my take, this is a hot take apparently. I think it's a great take. Ryan Fitzpatrick is the Red Skull. He can lead others to greatness of that which he cannot achieve. And so we saw it happen with the Bucks. He left the Bucks. He just left Miami. And so I'm giving it to Miami. I think Miami's going to the Super Bowl. I'm giving it to Jacoby. Jacoby's taking MVP. Unfortunately, they're beating my boy Matthew Stafford and the Rams, but I got to stick with my gut. This is a good take.
I'm taking Red Skull all the way to Vegas. I'm putting Ren on it. Let's go.
Let's go. Thank you. Thank you for having my back.
I love that.
Oh, Thank you for the validation. I needed that.
Oh man.
How do you follow that?
You can't.
You can't. Ravens, Cardinals. Lamar Jackson is the MVP because we don't have a running back.
True. Except he is the number one running back in the league, and then the quarterback too. Running back first, quarterback second.
Whoa. Back off. Now. I've not said one bad thing about Joe Burrow this entire series.
Yeah, touche. It was more Jay Gray taking shots. I do apologize. You know, I like Kyler Murray for MVP. That dude is a video game. He's just out there, and he's gone. Give me the Cards and the Bills. Bills Mafia needs to put somebody through a table. They deserve their first Super Bowl. Give me Bills Mafia.
I love it.
Josh Allen's got to get it done.
Yeah. I was gonna go Josh Allen for my MVP pick and Josh Allen over Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. I just see it happening. It's going to be the most hyped game, back-to-back Super Bowl winner. Tom Brady and Josh Allen's going to throw for 450 yards and just bury him. And Bills Mafia is going to – that Buffalo's going to burn down.
It's going to burn down real quick.
And I'm here for it.
Hell, Dowdy, I'm changing my pick. Let's go.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, even as a Dolphins fan, I got a couple buddies in the area that are Bills fans. Like, they're not obnoxious. Like, they're actually – they're just – it's Buffalo. There's nothing else better to do but watch the Bills. They're harmless. It's like, if I'm going to lose, Josh Allen's going to throw for 400 against us, whatever. He's easy to root for. Let's go Bills over Bucks in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I love it. A little passing of the torch ceremony. Yeah, I can ride with that. Well, we're week 5 pick'ems. We'll go through them real quick. I know we've been on an hour past show here, but we'll go through them real quick. You just give us our picks, and then we'll do our pub parlay. We'll get the hell out of here. Sound good?
Let's do it.
All right, starting out. Seattle, LA, 1-point favorite. What do we say? Sorry, 2-point favorite.
I'm going Rams. I think Stafford's going to work a little magic. Russell Wilson, hot and cold. Give me Rams, Stafford. I don't know if they cover, but I'll take Rams money line there.
I'm going to go Seahawks, especially because it looks like it's in Seattle.
Give me the Rams every week.
Rams.
Let's go.
Yeah. Give me the Rams. Give me that over. I want some good football, Dowdy.
Yes.
Let's get it.
Yes, I love it. Defense optional, baby. Let's ride.
Yeah, that's right. Who needs it?
Yeah.
Panthers, Philly. Panthers, 4-point favorite. Over under set 45. What do we say?
Give me the Panthers to cover and the over. Sam Darnold. Let's ride.
Double hammer down.
Fly Eagles. Let's go.
We're going Panthers. Darnold's getting his 6th rushing TD.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The real Vanilla Vic.
Yeah.
Panthers just because who cares?
Is this the game slate?
I think this is a close second.
Okay.
Yeah, this is close second.
Give me Philly. Jalen Hurts gets it done. I think, give me that over too. The points are being scored left and right here. Cleveland. Chargers coming off that Monday night win. 0.5 favorite. It's not even a 1-point favorite here. Most bookie sites don't have this on yet. My bookie didn't have it on yet. I had to go dig through a couple articles. Over under set at 49.5.
Give me the Chargers. Baker Mayfield doing too many commercials in the offseason, not looking at film. Give me the Chargers and Herbert to roll.
The shots fired this week. I love it.
Yeah, I think this is a offensive showdown as well. This will be. I hope this is a good game. I'm going to go Chargers too.
Yeah, Chargers. Eckler's a freak.
Chargers by 3 touchdowns.
3 tutties.
Gosh.
Hey, the Browns they've been good. Myles Garrett has been carrying that defense. Baker Mayfield, probably too many commercials, but Kareem Hunt, damn, he's putting up some numbers. But plug my phone in. I need a charger. Give me LA. Hammer.
Maybe Myles Garrett goes helmet to Herbert's head.
Please no. We need Herbert. He's the face of a generation.
Yeah.
Chicago Raiders. Khalil Mack makes his return back to the Raiders here. Las Vegas, 4.5-point favorite. Over under set at 45.5.
Any team led by Matt Nagy, I'll take the opposition. Give me the Raiders.
Raiders.
Give me the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Raiders.
Yeah, this is a clean sweep, which this could be scary as shit, but give me the Raiders. I think they're too damn good. I think they got exposed last night, but Gruden fixes it. Chucky comes out, and they get the job done. Your Fins going against Tampa Bay Gronkaneers. Tampa Bay 10-point favorite. Over under set at 48. What do we say?
Give me the Dolphins. Just a better team.
Yes.
I'm going Tampa Bay, but I think it'll be closer than people think. Flores used to be the defensive coordinator in New England, so he has an idea of how Brady runs.
Like it.
Give me the Dolphins. It starts here. Throw to the chip.
Red Skull Theory. Dolphins, baby.
Yes.
Jay Gray, give me that Kool-Aid. I'll go Tampa, but it's closer than what people think, I think. Yes, Tom Brady knows Miami, but Miami knows Tom Brady. And we saw what Bill Belichick was able to do. Drew Lock getting the start here against Teddy Two Gloves out with the concussion, going against Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers 1-point favorite.
Oh, man, this one's a toss-up for me. I mean, Denver at home and at elevation. I mean, maybe give me Denver at home. No rhyme or reason. Just going home field advantage here. Give me Broncos.
Yeah, I personally hate both of these teams. So I think I hate Denver a little bit less, so I'm going to go Denver.
I'm going Steelers, and only for the reason that every time I go back and look at the games that I tried to pick, and there's always games where I'm like, it was so obvious I should have just picked this other team. I'm going Steelers.
This is the time?
This is the time. This is it.
All right.
This was Drew Lock, Denver's messiah of last year, finally getting his start, and he's going to get destroyed by the Steelers.
You know what? Pittsburgh, they're 1-3. They're hanging by a lifeline. Get the nunchucks out. Drew Lock takes it to the dome.
Oh, wow.
Ben Roethlisberger dead. Give me Denver. Play that young Jeezy. You put on for the city, young man.
Yes, what a clip.
Vikings, Motor City Curse Lions. Minnesota 7.5-point favorite. 49.5 sets the under. What do we say?
Give me the Fighting Dan Campbells. Give me the Lions.
Yes.
I agree. I think the Lions get their first win of the season. Let's go.
You guys already know. We're going Lions. Like, this is it. You know, I thought last week was going to be our week. Yeah. I'm not going into it. We're taking Detroit.
Clean sweep, baby. Lions. Give me the kitty cats.
Yeah. I'm going to Simba that line up, baby. Let's go, Detroit. Rev those motors. I'm not betting on them because I bet on the Lions for the past 4 weeks, and I'm done.
I honestly thought you were going to throw the lion down. Took up the lion.
What table? Can't do that. Got a dog named Simba. That Claudio would kill me. My Bengals going against Evans Green Bay Packers. Evans not here because he's a student. What the hell is that? Green Bay 4.5-point favorite. Over under set 49.5. Who we taking?
Ooh, so I think Joe Burrow plays his ass off. I think Rodgers. I think he ekes one out here, but I think Burrow plays really well. But I think ultimately Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers too much. I'll take the Pack in a close one.
Taking the Bengals because I hate the Packers.
Give me the Bengals, and I'm hammering the over.
Yes. Now we're talking.
Bengals just because.
Let's go. Who they roar up in the jungle, baby. You know I'm taking my boys. Cincinnati. Aaron Rodgers, you're done. Just kidding. He's still slinging it, man. Houston Texans, New England. New England had one hell of a game against Tom Brady. Did they blow their load, or is this just the beginning of what they have? New England, -9 favorite. Over under, very low, 39.5. Dowdy, I got a feeling we're all hammering that over here, but what do you say?
We're hammering the over, and I got Jacoby Myers having at least one touchdown pass in this one, along with Mac Jones. So give me the Patriots in this one.
Dude, he can sling it.
He can sling it, man. Absolutely. Give me the Patriots.
It's very impressive. I will say, I think my takeaway from the game this week was that our defense actually played defense, which was nice. And I just hadn't seen them play defense at all yet. So we had that going for us. So I feel good. I think this is one that we should win. So obviously Pats turning this season around. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm going Pats.
Let's go Pat Riots.
Yeah, give me New England. Give me the Fighting Sleeveless Hoodies. They get it done. I think if Tyrod Taylor was playing for the Texans, this is a closer game. But
yeah,
sorry, long neck, you ain't getting it done. Not this week. And before we do this next one, we got a YouTube comment. I missed it. Alan King said Urban Meyer is gone if they lose next week. And you know what? That's who exactly we're about to talk about here. Jacksonville Jaguars going against the struggling Tennessee Titans. Didn't think I'd be saying that. Titans 4-point favorite, over under set 49.5.
Give me Derrick Henry, 40 carries, 220 yards, book it. Titans.
Yeah, Trevor's waiting another week to get a win. So Henry and the Titans, let's go.
What does the scholar say? The Jacksonville Jags stink. Yo, they're really a trash organization. Let's go Titans.
All hail King Henry.
Yeah, give me the Titans. I think this is the most clean sweep we've ever had on this show in the past year and a half of doing this. Yeah. Jacksonville's bad. Damn, they're bad. Washington. Saints. Saints, 4-point favorite. Sorry, 1-point favorite. I can't read. In a 44.5 over under.
Oh man. I'm gonna take WFT with a slight edge here. I think maybe Heineke. I think he's bound for some sort of decent showing here. So I'm gonna go Washington football team at home here. Don't like the over under here, so I'm gonna stay away from that. I'm going Washington in a money line play here.
I'm going Saints. I think the only road game the Saints have lost this year has been at Carolina, which, I mean, technically their first week wasn't a road game, but it was a road game. So I'm going Saints, and Jameis is going to stare the life out of some people on his team and toss like 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, to me, both of these teams are just one of those coin tosses. Like, we've seen great performances, and then we've seen just absolute luggage. So I think this is going to be a great year for Jameis. I think he's going to have an on game. I'm with Jay Gray here. Let's get 4 tutties here. We're going Saints.
We're going Saints, but only if Taysom Hill gets 30 carries.
What?
He was a beast. You see that run the other day? Animal.
Put the team on his back, though.
Jameis is out.
Broken leg.
Taysom is in.
Greg Jennings. Hey.
Great.
Yeah, give me New Orleans. Give me the Saints. Jameis Winston, he's got a roller coaster week, so you bet him on him every other week. This is the week you bet on him. He gets it done. Laser guy surgery, only good for every other week. Atlanta Jets playing in England. Matt, this is coming over your way. 9:30 a.m. Eastern time kickoff. Both teams got their first win of the season last week. Someone's going to keep it rolling. Someone's streak ends.
Wake me up when this one's over. My goodness. I'm going to go Falcons. I say Kyle Pitts has a breakout game here. Give me Falcons in London. Wish we had Gronk doing the nutcracker in the end zone, but give me Falcons in this one.
Yeah, I really don't care. I love that we just send England our worst games ever because nobody wants to watch them over here. So here you go. Have it, Matt. I'm probably also taking the Falcons.
I'm taking Falcons. Matty Ice is throwing for 400 yards, Parker.
He's melted.
Wow.
This is the one, boys. This is the game of the week that literally nobody gives a shit about. And with that being said, it's going to be a tie because everybody in England is going to be so bored that they're going to boo them out of the stadium.
0-0.
Yeah.
Under.
Yeah. Hammer the under there. I don't blame him. I don't know how many Mormons there are in England, but give me Zach Wilson. He's on a mission trip out there. They get it done.
Yes.
That's probably why we get canceled later on. Ravens, Colts. Ravens, -7 favorite, over-under set at 47.
Riding with Lamar here. Simple as that, Ravens.
Yeah, Indy doesn't have any offense right now, unfortunately. So we're going with Lamar.
Yeah, my Lions gave the Broncos the blueprint of how to defeat Lamar Jackson, and Lamar just says, nah, I got this still. So we're going Ravens for sure.
Ravens.
Enough said. Quote the Raven
Enough
nevermore.
said. Quote the
Give me
Raven
Lamar.
evermore.
Giants. Cowboys. Cowboys, -7 favorite, over-under set at 52. Giants coming off a big win last week. Cowboys coming off a big win against the Thurs. What do we say?
I was going to say, I think this one's going to be closer than I think it will be. I think Daniel Jones has another good game, but I think Cowboys ultimately just too much on offense. Give me Cowboys in this one. Trayvon Diggs playing his tail off on defense. So I'm going Cowboys in this one.
Yeah, these NFC East games are always closer than you think or just blown out the water. But I'm going to go Giants. Got family up there, and I just hate the Cowboys. I really hate them. Not as much as Green Bay or Pittsburgh, but I do hate them as well. So,
Here. Yeah, I agree with Jenny. I'm going with the Giants. I think this game is going to be the game that everyone puts Saquon back on the radar. His volume's been slowly increasing each week. He looked great last week, and I think he just hasn't been getting enough credit. I think this week is going to be like a, whoa, Saquon's back kind of week. So we're giving it to the Giants.
Cowboys for the sole fact that I need Amari Cooper to go off for my fantasy league.
Sell out.
Give me the Cowboys. I do have to apologize. I thought Diggs was a rookie because I didn't hear about him last year, really. And then all of a sudden he pops up the scene last week. And so I do apologize for Discord Sports, those boys, Cowboy fans. My bad. But yeah, give me the Cowboys here. They get it done. We got Arizona, San Francisco. Arizona 5.5-point favorite. Do they remain unbeaten or they get their first loss?
I think so. I don't see the 49ers pulling this one. I think Kyler Murray's too much. Defense playing better. Simple fact, just too much firepower. Give me the Cards.
yeah, I agree. I do think San Francisco is quite the defense. I think their defense is underrated, but I don't know who the more consistent quarterback is for them right now. So you got to go with consistency, and that's going to be Arizona.
Yep, I'm going Cards as well.
Fly Cards, fly.
Yeah. Give me the Cards. They get it done. I like Trey Lance. I think he's going to put on a show. I think he's probably going to get the start this week. Garoppolo's out with that calf injury, but I think Kyler Murray, the offense is too much. And Chandler Jones, he might get 5 sacks this week. San Francisco's O-line's not very great. And I do apologize, Slate. Your Ravens are playing Monday night. I should have saved them for last. I didn't. For whatever reason, I was thinking this game was Monday night.
Ooh.
Chiefs, Bills. So I do apologize. Kansas City, -2.5 favorite, over-under, set at 58.5.
Give me the Bills, but not for the reason you think. I think Mahomes is having to answer too many questions about his brother's TikTok. So I'm going Buffalo Bills, big 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs. Win this one. I don't really have a good reason why. Both these teams play to the level of their competition most days, or traditionally have. So this will be a game that is just a tit for tat. There are going to be no punts. It's just going to be scoring the entire game, and whoever just scores last is going to win.
I'm going Chiefs by a field goal.
Let's go Bills.
Yeah. Man, this is tough. Patrick Mahomes, we talked about, he plays the levels competition. Him and Kels, I think they're going to bring their A game here. Josh Allen's going to have him by the neck, though. He's going to wave to the crowd. Kels throws an elbow at him. Stephon Diggs comes off the top ropes. Put Mahomes through a table. Fat Andy Reid, eat another sandwich. Give me the Bills Mafia by 10 points. I won't go
Holy
14.
shit.
Down.
That's right. That's right. What's that over at? 58.5 the total?
Yeah, I might hit that.
Ooh, I
That's a lot
might
of
do that.
points.
Just a little fun money there. That is a lot, but
Yeah, you're not
But like I
betting the
said-
rent there. Just a little bit.
no, yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Cheeseburger money. Hey, that's it for NFL Pick'ems. Let us know how we did, how well we did, how bad we did. Hopefully it's better than last week. It's got to be. Got to be. Well, that leads us to Pub Parlay. Jamie, I don't know how you feel about Little Scrappy, but we love Little Scrappy on the show.
Okay, KK. Oh yeah.
Big fan. Well, we're gonna give us your pick for this weekend. Any sport, anywhere we can find a bookie for it, we're hammering it. We're gonna put it all together, put all the money together. Hopefully, we hit it big. If we do, we'll slide you a little bit. But
I like
what do
it.
we say here?
Oh,
Anybody
man.
can start us off.
Yeah, you guys hit it.
Were you able to find mine?
No,
Did I text you?
they didn't
Okay.
message me back yet.
Then I will do my sip of death. Oh, I can start though. Okay, so sip of death coming early. I really am interested in this game on Saturday night. I know you guys aren't talking college until Saturday, but watch out because I think Michigan's going down. Nebraska at home over Michigan. They got a quarterback that has been at Nebraska for about 18 years. Scott Frost needs to add some redemption to his name. And I think this home environment, I don't know if you guys have ever been around Nebraska fans, a whole horde of them, but they're number one, really nice to you before and after the game, but they are vicious during the game. I'm a big fan. So I'm taking Cornhuskers over Wolverines.
I like it.
Horde of
Death.
Nebraska fans.
Go ahead.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Horde of Nebraska fans.
Like
That's a
fucking
great
zombies
descriptor.
going
The
into the
mascot though is
stadium.
the scariest mascot I've ever seen. He's terrifying. The blow up one, he like stands on the side of his head. Your head's not supposed to move that way. It's terrifying. Okay,
So-
I'm done.
I have a question. Do all of our parlays have to be on Saturday now? Is
No,
that how
they
this
don't.
works?
No.
If it's a baseball one, it does.
Oh, I already got a baseball one. You boys already know. I'm taking my Astros over the White Sox Sunday evening at 8:07 p.m.
I told you you're blacklisted for picking the Astros, but we're gonna give you one more chance here.
This is all I got. All right.
Let's go. You know, we're gonna keep it homey. I've been branching out a little bit, betting on other teams. We're gonna go Ravens. Ravens beat the Colts. Just straight money line.
I like it. I'm sold on it.
I'm gonna go ECU UCF over 67.5.
Ooh, we got some points being scored.
Yeah, something about the Pirates, something about UCF. Two schools that just throw points up on the board. ECU with a big over cover for me this past weekend. Saved me from a text from my bookie today, so that was nice. I'm going to go over 67.5 ECU UCF, let it fly. Defense optional, 50-20.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love it. ECU came out swinging last week.
They did. They can score, man. They just can't. They can't stop anybody, but that's what you love with a good over.
Absolutely. Penn State's traveling down to Iowa. Ain't shit in Iowa. Give me Penn State. They get it done. White out, blue out, don't matter. Give me Iowa. Give me Penn State. Boys, I feel good about this pick.
I like it.
I like it.
I like it too.
We're making money. We're doing it. Hey, that's going to do it for the show. Now, usually we do random questions. You might have a random question for us.
Jay Gray usually does.
Oh, she's money.
I
I think you texted me one, and I don't remember it.
didn't text you one. No.
Favorite ice cream topping?
Oh, I like that.
I get behind that.
I'll go first. Very underrated. Gummy bears.
Damn it, Tim. That was mine.
Seriously?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love
They
them
can't-
to get
do they
frozen.
not get like hard as rocks?
Love that.
Yeah, and then you just let them sit in your mouth. Like you put them in your cheek like a little chipmunk. You just let them sit there for
That's
a bit.
right.
The gift that keeps on giving there.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. I'll go Butterfinger on that one. Good berries. Good berries has this salted caramel flavor of the day. Throw a little Kit Kat, maybe a little Butterfinger on there, some sprinkles. Call it a day. I'm simple.
I'm gonna go Oreos. I love cookies. Big cookie girl. Going Oreos.
I'm a rainbow sprinkle guy. Love it.
So is Claudia. That's her go-to.
Yeah, it's a must.
Do they not get like lodged in your teeth though? Like in between your teeth?
Listen here, rock solid gummy bear. You just back off.
All right.
Gummy bears was mine, but if I got number 2, I don't know if you guys ever had. It's the ice cream cone you get from like an ice cream truck, and it's the cherry flavored like hard. I don't know what the cover they put on it or whatever. That's gonna be my number 2. That's my number 2.
Okay, I can dig it.
Hey, one hell of a show, Jeremy. Thank you so much for hopping on, man. We appreciate you. You're welcome back anytime, and we just appreciate you for just joining us this week. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. Like I said, I'd love to hop back on anytime, talk football, talk baseball, whatever you guys got going on. Had a blast. Let's do it again soon for sure.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Is there anything you want to plug before you hop out?
Oh man, no, I'm gonna plug. I'm gonna plug Pub Talk, baby. I'm in. I'm a fan. Caught a few episodes before I hopped on. Highly recommend it, especially for any App State grads in the area. Check it out, and hopefully we'll see you guys again.
All right, you're the man for that, Jeremy. We appreciate you, Jay Gray. We always appreciate you. Have a beautiful week and go bet on some sports. Drink some beer. Enjoy it, and we'll